Hey, scrappers and recyclers, Shark Scrapper. We have the dregs of a pallet that we unloaded. By the dregs, I mean when I'm sorting it, there's stuff that I'm not sure what I want to do with it right away, so it goes into another bin, and then I go through it afterwards and give it a little more thought. Not exactly sure what is piled in here, but come on, we're going to find out. Let's dive in. I think what'll make this easiest for everyone is I just pull all this out of here. Like that. Now we'll put that over there. All right, so we start out with a little cardboard. And this is going to be these are touch pads, probably from a laptop computer. So I'm just going to throw that in with the, I'm going to throw that in with the shred. Not much to it. More trash. All right, HP, a laptop, aluminum. I'll bet you. Now this is gonna be fun. Watch this. Whoa! Wait a minute. The magnet sticks. Well, wait a minute. No, it doesn't. It's sliding around. Oh, it's stuck over here. It's stuck over here. What's going on? Well, the reason why when it's sitting down like this, it sticks is because my operating table is not stainless steel, it's steel. So the magnet sticks because the magnet is being attracted to what's underneath of this aluminum case. But you can see that's aluminum. These magnets are what HP used to help keep this all together. So we have these magnets that are going to need to come off. Let's see. Either that or this will have to go into dirty. And they're really glued in there well. Yeah, they're just breaking up. They're very brittle. So this is going to go into dirty aluminum. Another piece of aluminum, and it's got plastic on it, but no ferrous material that I can pick up on here. So depending upon your yard, you might be able to put this in with your aluminum with the plastic on it, because that doesn't, you know, usually the term dirty aluminum means that there's some sort of ferrous material stuck to it. And that plastic is glued on there pretty well, so I will put that with my aluminum, but I'll make sure that I have it at the top so they can see it and decide if they want to separate that. All right, so keyboard from a laptop that had a Core i7. Let's see, just some Mylar here that's not going to be good for separating for silver recovery. We've got some, yeah, we've got a little bit of ferrous on here. We've got brass knurls for the screw down posts. I'm just going to put this in with the shred. Okay, a really bad screen. So this was what those magnets, wait a minute, I'm going to be working with glass here, so. There we go. All right, put the safety glasses on. Always protect the eyeballs when especially if you got glass going on. You never know when a piece of this might pop off. So remember that other piece that we saw that had some magnets on it? It may have been holding a screen down. This one has some little magnets right there for holding the screen in place. Let's set you up here for a minute. We have a little finger strip card here. And we have some gold connectors right there. Yeah, we'll cut that off. And cut that off. That's gonna be, oh, that was silly. Cut it all off, dummy. There we go. Now then. Interesting, the magnets are also on here. This strip here has magnets on it. So we'll put that in with the ferrous. Now, let's see, how do we get that finger strip card off of there? I think we're just going to try to break that off rather than try to unscrew it. It's very thin. Breaks really easy. Like that, like that. So, finger strip cards, generally with large screen TVs, are peripheral high grade, and this will fit the same category. Lots of gold Enig all over it, all kinds of little components along it, some gold plated connector ends. So yeah, peripheral high grade. And then we had the aluminum shell that was holding the screen. We have some copper wire, and this connector here is gold plated, so that would have been for the Wi-Fi card. So that can, I'm setting those aside for potential gold recovery at some point. But I'm going to put that with my number 2 copper. Yeah, that's the antenna, is what we're looking at there. So let's get these guys over with the little connectors for the gold. And then we have number 3 insulated. Here's some more number 3 insulated. Wow, that's even worse than number 3 insulated. This is like nothing insulated. We have a gold connector end right here. So we'll cut that part off, put that with the gold connector ends. We'll cut off the actual insulated copper wire and that gold connector end, which I'm actually going to put with that for gold recovery. That's going in number 3 insulated. That I put in with the shred. That cheap ribbon wire like that, I just chucked that in with the shred. All right, now we have excuse me, some screws here for hinge posts. At least yeah, that was for the hinge posts. That's going to be ferrous. All right. And that's plastic. Yeah, that's plastic. I don't know if you can hear in the tree that's right out front of the shop here, there's a woodpecker. Every now and then, I don't know if the camera's picking up the audio, but every now and then I hear this thing out there going. It's funny. All right, so here we're dealing with another keypad part of a laptop. Let's get this little bit of board off of here. I'm just going to throw that in with the low mid grades. Nothing wire, but there is some gold on the edge there. So we'll cut that off and set that aside. This is the keypad connector, and we have some screws holding that down. And what are you, ferrous? So that was the pad for the trackpad for the laptop, and let's see, how easy do you want to come off of that? That's just going to pull off like that. That's usually just glued down onto the frame with some. Fortunately, the glue stuck to the metal, so that's good. That's ferrous, so that can go in there. Frequently, this would have been gold Enig. A lot of times that's gold Enig along the trackpad. And let's see, because it's split, we can see that it's just a board, a very flexible kind of board anyway, but it's a board, and you've got this array of sensors here. So, man, there really isn't much here. There's a IC kind of looking thing here. Some weird tiny MLCCs, a tactile switch. Yeah, I'm going to throw that in with the low mid grades. All right, now. At this point, I think the rest of this is just going in with the shred. Yeah. Little teeny tiny screws. All right. Aluminum. And oh, it's got the magnets on it again, so that's going to be dirty aluminum. Oh, we'll take a look at that in a minute. That is a speaker, so we'll just cut the wire off of that. Put the speaker in with the shred. The wire goes into number 3. This is a floppy drive, a CD-ROM, DVD drive from a laptop. So shred, a screen from some small device. So number 3 insulated keypad. It's got metal framework, and I can see that it is not. I can see that it's got a metal, not mesh, but a metal network inside of there, a very thin metal network, not the mylar that you're used to from larger keypads. So I'm going to put that in with shred. Plastic. Some more speakers. All right, another screen. Let's get the finger card off of here. So we get this tape off the back. Now that was brilliant. Chuckhead. Chucklehead. Let's just get the screws exposed, huh? What do you say? Really teeny tiny little Phillips. And another one there, but I think, yeah, I was gonna just break it, but it fighting me a little bit, so we'll just unscrew it. Let's get that tape off of there. Unscrew that. Finger strip card, kinda, sorta, not really. Yeah, it is. So it's not like the finger strip card that you would find on your classic flat screen TV, but it's still going to be a peripheral high grade board as far as selling it goes. As far as what you do with these screens, that so much depends on your yard, what they'll allow you to put in with shred or not allowed put into shred. My yard doesn't mind if I throw a few of these in with the shred, especially when when they have a good heavy metal frame like that. All right, gold connector end on some wire. All right, wait a minute. What's going on here? What happened to the... What did I do? There was gold there a minute ago. Did I bust it off and it fell down somewhere? Because now I've got wire. So I've got number 3 insulated wire. I've got a tab. What happened to the gold connector? It must have fell on the deck. Well, that's weird. I'll dig it up later on. Those Wi-Fi connectors are not gold, so, oh wait a minute, they have a teeny tiniest little bit of gold on that side. That was really weird that, I don't know, maybe I was just imagining things. All right, so this is plastic, and I'm not feeling, other than the hinge here, I just don't get the feeling that there's a lot of shred, a lot of metal on this, so I don't think I want to put that with the shred. I'm gonna, and getting the hinges off of here is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I got a nut here that needs to try to come off, so I don't know. I might wrestle with that later on. I'm gonna set it aside for the time being. Okay, keyboard, we have something that looks like a board here. We have the trackpad here. This ribbon wire has gold, gold fingers on the end of it, so we'll cut that part off. Put that with the other gold. More. Little teeny tiny Phillips, and you are a gold connector in. So we will cut you off, put you in with the gold connector ends. You are the cheesiest of chimpy little wires, so I just throw that in with the shred, along with you. We have a tiny little board here. Don't even know what it's doing. It's barely connected, so I'm gonna call that a low grade. And we'll get this trackpad out of here. That has gold on the end of it, so we'll set that over there. Boink. So unlike the one that we saw before, this one you can see gold enig around the edge, and you can kind of get a little bit of an idea of the lattice work of the trackpad that picks up the movement of your fingers on there. And then we have a flat pack IC and some MLCCs, the connector ends here. This one is going to go in with my peripheral high grades. Now then, what is that? Ooh, what is that? That's got a whole lot of gold enig on it, whatever it is. It's very small. It has some components, a lot of gold Enig. Yeah, I'm going to throw that in with the peripheral high-grade bin. And a little piece of wire here that has some gold on the end of it. So we'll just put that in with the stuff that I want to try to get some gold from later on. Oops, over there. Now then, what's hiding underneath of that? Okay. So your plastic, we have another board here, we have another board here. That looks like that was for, it's got a phone with, I wonder if that was for charging a phone. You know, one of those induction charger things. Yeah, that may have been an induction charger because the symbol that's on here is a phone with pulses on it. So I wonder if that was for charging your phone or maybe connecting to your phone. I don't know. That looks a lot like, though, like an antenna actually. So maybe it was for connecting to your phone. I don't know for sure, but that's going to go there. It is definitely gold wrapping around in there of some sort. It's got this spongy thing here. So we'll pull that off. Ah, it's making a mess. Yeah, I'm going to throw that in with my peripheral low grades. Plastic. We have a little piece of board right here under this keypad. And we have a screw. Teeny tiny little screw. Now that little board has got some really small BGAs, IC flat pack kind of things. Not much on that side. No visible gold. I'm going to throw that in with the floor. That's in my deck bin that I'll sweep up later on and figure out what to do with it then. But it'll go into the low and mid grades when I get it swept up. All right. Yeah, there's a little bit of metal on this, so yeah, I'm throwing that in with shred. That was the fingers for clicking. There's little tactile switches under there, so I'm going to throw that in with the low and mid grades. Tactile switch, some little tiny components. We'll get that wire off of there. Low and mid grade board. All right. And last but not least, another aluminum tray with magnets on it. So this will go in the dirty aluminum. Well, that wasn't last but not least because we still have this Apple thing. But I think we're going to save that for another video. How about in the meantime, you check out the videos popping up on either side of the screen, and the big round thing in the middle, that's to help you to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. And don't forget, the Shiver is now alive and active. Membership link is down in the description below. Have a great day, everybody.